What's up, guys? It's your boy Bilo back again, and today I got something pretty strange but pretty awesome at the same time. So if you're a Helix person like me, you probably subscribe to the Helix groups. And on one of the Helix groups, Chad Boston, who is a admin of this said Helix Line 6 Rack LT native user group original that has over 10,000 members, he posted on November 1st this thing like, oh my god, I found a secret to the Helix, and it's not in an IR or a cab sim. It's actually using a parametric EQ. And, interesting, right? So I created, based on his website here, his OTB, as it's calling, like out of the box presets. Here's his curve that he's talking about, and there's a little visual of it, right, of what he's doing. I recreated that in my Helix. So we have just a straight up copy of my fabled and loved Plex patch using a Brit 75, you know. We have his impulse thing, which is the parametric EQ. We have my favorite IR from Rosen Digital Audio, which is a 5150 IR. And then right after that we have, like, you know, a straight up Helix Cab, which is the 4x12 greenback 20. We'll go back and through these, you know, clean, then we'll throw some grit, you know, back to back to back, and then we'll throw them in a jam track and see how that sounds. So, you know, all things being equal, let's start with the Helix Cab. If you're a fan of my channel, you know I really don't like the stock cabs in the Helix, but this one sounds great. This is my only stock cab I actually like in the Helix. Alright, next up is my impulse response, my favorite one from Rosen Digital. I really just am totally head over heels for that Rosen Digital 5150, you know, Eddie Van Halen cab. Like, that's the only cab. If you only buy one cab, buy that cab. It goes metal and clean very well. It's really great. It sounds really open and dynamic. Okay, so yeah, that was the Helix cab and then my IR, and now we're going to do the Otb Parametric Eq Curve as recommended by Chad Boston from the Helix thing on Facebook. As promised, we'll throw a little bit of dirt on it. Now we're going to do my Rosen Digital IR. Now with gain, we're going to do the Helix Cab. So if you're just listening to this right now, just a naked guitar, it sounds bad out of context. So context is for kings, and we are going to jump into a jam track that I have here loaded up from YouTube. We are at Elevated Jam Tracks, and we are using the Groovy Chill Ballad guitar backing track in A minor. Pretty awesome jam track. I use this one quite a bit. This is like what I use to practice at home when I only have a little bit of time. Pretty predictable progression there, and a lot of fun. Okay, so we're gonna start in the middle. We'll go through clean tones, and then we'll throw some grit on top, and we'll start on my IR. We'll go straight to the curve and then straight to the cab, and we'll go back and forth with some grit. So here we go. All right, this is so much fun. This is my favorite thing to do, by the way, guys. Just go to jam tracks on Elevated Jam Tracks. So awesome. A little bit quieter there. Sounds nice and smooth. I kind of like that. So now we got the cab. All right, just throw a little bit of gain on there. Not too bad. That's it. That's the entire jam track. All right. So, what do you think about that? How do you feel about that? I liked, honestly, I liked the bridge position, I think, on the EQ parametric thing from Chad Boston, the Otb. And I liked, honestly, the neck position on the CabSim, you know, the Helix onboard CabSim, but I really like the IR that I use my Rosen Digital. I think it's not a bad idea. I think this idea from Chad, and I don't think it's his, but he gave credit to someone else in some other situation, but this OTB thing, using a parametric curve as your impulse response / cab, I think is a great alternative to people who don't want to mess around with IRs and do not like the Helix cabs. I think there needs to be more research done on this and finding variants of it. So like Chad, if you could give me a metal variant that doesn't sound too squishy, but it sounds nice and tight in the mid, you know, that would be nice. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, that's been this video. I really enjoyed hanging out with Chad Boston's little OTB out-of-the-box parametric curve thing as opposed to an IR in a cabinet. Pretty cool stuff. I really enjoy jamming and having the flexibility to switch back between an IR, a Helix Cab, and his Parametric EQ in the context of a mix while playing on YouTube is a lot of fun. I'd like to see more people use this and take this idea and go further with it. Tell me what you think. I'm not really going to leave a link because I talked about it being on this YouTube, on his Facebook group. So just go to Facebook, type in Helix groups, and join the one that Chad Boston's in. And, you know, I'm not endorsing anyone or anything. I'm not being paid anyone or anything. I did not receive anything free. I just copied this little thing from his little Chad Boston website where he's talking about what exactly the curve is. I copied that directly into native here in this IR thing. And so all the curve that he has described right here is directly in there. So that's been this video, guys. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave me a thumbs down. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. And rock on. I'll catch you guys next week on something really cool, and it should be fun. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Rock on. Catch you next week.